Hi, I'm Marshall Stern, and I've spent over 35 years leading and growing multiple small businesses. I know firsthand the struggles of entrepreneurship, feeling isolated, lonely, overwhelmed, and feeling like you have to do it all by yourself. I've been through multiple recessions, and I have felt the highs and the lows. I've been there, and I get it. This podcast is here to change that. Every week, I will bring you straight talking advice, real-world strategies, and honest conversations about what it takes to succeed in business without the fluff, the gimmicks, or the sugarcoating. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress, then you are in the right place. This is the Stern Truth. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Stern Truth Business Unfiltered. And today we are doing, every time we do, but it is really going to be unfiltered today, Adera, right?
Oh, you want me to bring the unfilter? You got it.
Unfiltered, because we're going to talk everything.
You're gonna have to be cleaned up after this. Yeah.
There's very little editing. This is unfiltered. We're talking leadership. We're talking entrepreneurship, all kinds of ships.
All the ships.
All the ships and ships.
Ships and the shifts. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get right into it.
Why don't we? Okay. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah. So that's partly a problem when you interview an interviewer. They just want to take over.
You can take over, but not until I hear about your journey, about who you are, what you do, and how you got into doing what you do.
Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and talk about the real truth, the unfiltered truth about entrepreneurship. You know what I find really funny is as my career's progressed over the 20 years and all of the humans I've gotten to meet and service, every single, and I do work with entrepreneurs and business owners and CEOs and founders. It doesn't matter how much money or how much success all of these people have. We all have the same human mess. I call it this humanness, but it's like the human mess. Nobody's perfect. Everyone's working through the same problems, just at different levels, but it's not that different at the end of the day. And I just have to keep reminding myself that, because when you get into entrepreneurship, you think you're alone, you think you're the only one with these struggles. And then once you start to open up and talk about it, you're realizing that everybody is also experiencing the same things. So it's a nice place to be, surrounded by people who understand you and the journey, yes, which you know too, because you support those people as well. So yes. How did I become an entrepreneur? It's so funny because in elementary and high school, no one told you to go and own your own business, and no one, as a woman primarily, I knew I had to go work for someone. That was sort of what I was dealt. And was I going to go to college, university? Was I just going to be a service clerk at the Safeway where my parents met and where my brothers worked? And I did work there, but I got fired because I am an entrepreneur. Who knew? I want to do things my way. I think my way is a great way. I always question the way that people are doing things. I was always this curious cat growing up and loved to question authority and ask the why question, because I didn't really love always the way that things were rolling out. And I thought that there could be better ways to support more people, to be a little bit more uplifting or encouraging for others. And obviously I was told to sit down and be quiet and go to the principal's office quite a bit. And I guess in those moments over time, it's like, where was the turning point where I was like, didn't shut down and shut up and just take my place, where I was feeling the call to rise and to say, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to own my voice and I'm going to go out in the world and do my thing. I don't know how. It wasn't like there was this one moment, you hear this sometimes, that there was this aha for people. Mine was sort of this progression, I suppose, about not giving up and doing different things that would nurture that inner voice and encourage it. So I got into improv and I did stand-up comedy and I did a lot of sort of, what do we call it? Sort of holistic-y, non-traditional, cool, movement classes and meditations. And I just went into circles where I was supported and encouraged versus shut down and unheard. And so that's sort of how I got to where I am today, I suppose, is surrounding myself with the right people.
Wow, that is an introduction.
Oh, sorry. Was that all that was?
No,
Okay. And the podcast is
and
complete.
podcast. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're an entrepreneur. What do you do? How
Right.
do you?
Okay. So, okay. So I kind of missed a little bit in there. So my chunk of my 20s was really, I don't know if you have the same story or someone listening does, but it was a really great time. I got hired to work on cruise ships for a few years, and I got to run across Canada with the Olympic Flame when it was here in 2010. I got my own TV show. I produced another TV show. Like I just kind of fell into things that were really fun and where I could really, I like to show it my light. Like I get to show my light, but it's like my aliveness, my talents, my gifts, what it is that I can do that makes me feel like I'm not working and that I'm literally just being this gift for people in the world and feel really good about who I'm being and it's being received, right? Like that's always what we're trying to find. So that was like a long journey of exploration until I sort of landed into the role of having my own TV show that aired on Czech TV. And I did it with a couple other guys, and we had such a great time. But the direction of where I was going and where they wanted to go was a little different. And one of the actors we had on the show, I thought was really cute, and I was single at the time. And so I took him out for a date night to thank him for being on our show, which is very appropriate. And anyway, it turned out he kind of liked me too. And so the two of us got together. And he had a whole background in editing and video production, and I had all this background in marketing and producing and promotion. And so we got together and very young in our relationship, like month 3, and opened a video production company as you would and you would do on $300 and I don't even know what the camera was. It was like just an old school sort of camera that could shoot in, I think we were in HD even at the time. And off we went. And so, we just sort of made our way doing little commercials and different things for companies. And then year 2, we got some bigger contracts. In year 3, same. And now we're on year 15 together, which is just, it's bizarre. So the two of us have been at this video production, marketing, promotion, events. I've kind of gone everywhere. I'm speaking now. The business has grown and shifted and evolved as we do as humans. But the primary focus and aim has always been telling people's stories and really showcasing who someone is and explaining how important that is to really show who the person is behind the brand, because we really do want to buy from people we obviously know, like, and trust and value. But also, the heartstring pull comes from when we really get on board with their mission or their why. And so I've had to do a lot of education around that for people. And then we love to bring that to life in a way that's really authentic and real. Authentic and real is the same thing, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. In a book.
And a book. Yeah, I wrote a book. I wrote 2 books actually.
Oh, 2 books.
Yeah,
Were
my first book, Free Spirit, was about the
okay.
journey of becoming an entrepreneur and what it's like to lead when you're kind of figuring it out. And you know what? P.S., little side note, not every leader is just figuring it out. So it wasn't like anyone actually knows what they're doing. We just are figuring it out as we go. So give
Yeah.
yourself some grace for wherever you're at. And the second book is around co-leadership and how actually co-leading with others, cooperatively, collaboratively, communicatively is really where the money is. It was not the money, but the juice, the aliveness, the real magic.
Tell me more about this co-leadership. I'm curious.
Sure. So so I originally set out to just write a collaborative book with some women. And when we all got together, we're like, what are we writing? And so the idea that I had originally when we started and when they signed up was not the book that we produced together. And the book was a co-led experience. We all had our thoughts and ideas and ways in which we wanted to see this book come to life. And together, we created a book on co-leading, and we talked about the attributes someone needs to be a good co-leader and leader in their life, and to mark yourself up to see where you land in all of that and how well you're participating in shared leadership and trust and power. And we talk about the light and the dark of all of the attributes it is to be a leader, because power, as we all know, can have it's like two sides, right? You've got people who really know how to use it in a well way, and others that take advantage.
Wow. Okay. And I know when this comes out, it'll have been passed already, but you do have a conference that you're a co-leadership.
Yeah, we are because the discussion is really important. And
Yeah.
when leaders can come together, A, they can feel seen and heard. B, they can ask questions to other people that are in the trenches with them and hopefully get some advice. And three, it's just awesome to connect. We as a society really measure success oftentimes financially, like how financially well you are. And I wish we really thought about it as a relational
Mm.
success, because I feel very rich in my relationships and the connections I've made with people. And I just know how much that fills my heart compared to having like $100, I don't know, dinner out, even though that's great as well. You do want to have all the things. Of course, we want all the things in society. But yeah, these connections are really where it's at for me anyways.
No, I agree. I agree. So talking about talk, I want to take leadership because
Mhm.
I'm with you on that. I think leadership itself is one of the I think it's the big I think it's the biggest opportunity that entrepreneurs and small business, not just small business owners have, is to step into to really truly step into a leadership role. Leadership, it's not just a title. Unfortunately, especially in the corporate world, they think it's a title.
Right.
There's a lot more to leadership. It's really just a way of being. What do you think with business owners and entrepreneurs generally? What do you see in your circles as the opportunity for them and maybe some of the biggest mistakes that they're making?
Hmm. Well, entrepreneurs in my circles often get a little fearful around putting themselves out there in bigger ways, stepping into their ownership or thought leadership in regards to how they'd love to see the world or what it is that they bring to it. They're very hesitant to kind of fluff their feathers in front of people and tell people how great they are. So that's something I love to work with them on, because
Mm,
they are great and they do have something amazing to offer. And they can struggle sometimes with that messaging and get caught up in the messaging before just talking about it and just saying it and going out there and leading and being that one in the front is of course very daunting, because A, you don't know what you're coming up against. B, there's no one you can kind of like, go to, because you are the front leader. You're showing you're leading the way. And so that can always feel just we can just keep, what is the word, like getting smaller and sort of, well, we'll stay in our little safety zone and do what we know how to do, which is like send out emails and just be quiet and not be bold and big and take up space, right? So
mm,
that's one area that I see entrepreneurs struggle with. And I think you asked me what they're doing well when they're leading. We think that me and my circle of people, think that self leadership is really where it's at. So being able to ask yourself, why am I reacting this way? Who am I being in this moment? Why is this affecting me? How can I look at these, blocks that I might be having that aren't allowing me to do X, Y, and Z of the things that I'm saying I'd like for myself? That self leadership, that's taking initiative and ownership of who you are as a human and trying to figure out who you need to be or become, or what the things are that you need to let go of to be able to step into the person that you know you are. And to surround yourself with people who can see that in you and support you as you grow, because we're always growing and we're always learning. And I always say too, like the confidence comes after you do the thing, which really sucks, because doing the thing
mhm.
is so nerve-wracking and anxiety ridden for people. And so but once they get through it and their brain realizes that they don't die, then they can find the confidence to be able to kind of keep going. And then once they keep going, then other doors open and other opportunities appear, and it's just the evolution of you and your business.
And I'm just thinking about all of that because, and I do agree with it all. I mean, self leadership itself. I think and I always say this to my clients is there are times when we need to slow down in order to speed up.
Right.
There's times where we need to obviously self-reflection, self-discovery, the knowing, because a lot of people are stuck in this just the doing, and they think the doing is where they're going to make the most traction and the results are going to come because they're doing. They're
Right.
just like what I call they're having a busyness, right? And
Yeah, the busyness is the distraction.
the busyness is the distraction. For yourself,
Hmm.
what has been, I want to hear we talk about golden nuggets on this podcast. So
Mm,
you've already delivered a whole bunch. I want you're going to deliver more.
the pressure.
The pressure. Well, you have time to think about that one, but this might come from that. What would you say in your entrepreneurial journey? What have been some of the challenges that you've faced and
Mm.
overcome, and how
Are still working through.
well, still working? It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And and what do you do to work through them?
Okay, well, me personally, my issues definitely have been the amount of ideas and creativity that I have, and I don't mean this in like a wow me way, but that I can just do a lot of things. Like I know how to do a lot of things. I'm not an expert in a lot of things, but I know how to do a lot of things, and I can get caught up doing, as you're saying, this busyness piece,
Mhm.
and saying yes to every single opportunity that comes to me, especially if there's well, gosh, if there's a financial reward attached or not, I do have a yes problem. So I've had to really tame that and get really clear on where I'm wanting to go so that I'm not saying yes to everything and then creating that busyness and doing all the stuff and feeling like, oh my God, where am I going? How is this taking me to where I want to go? Right. But it's really hard to discern which opportunities sometimes are going to get you further along your path and which ones are distractions. It's a very difficult thing to navigate. But how we do that is by going within, stopping for a minute, taking that pause, maybe like playing out a little bit about what the opportunity is there, what you're going to gain from it, how you're going to give from it, that kind of thing. So I definitely have that still on the go. And the other one is financially, like keeping cash flow a go, and feeling really healthy. I mean, some months feel abundant, and then my attitude is like, let's go spend. And then I don't really think of other months that might not be as, prosperous. And so then I kind of keep putting because at the end of the day, like I didn't go to business school, and nor do I really care to. And the finance piece and the accounting piece and the bookkeeping piece are all things I give away to others to manage for me. So I just kind of do what I can, being the creative that I am, and trying to figure that out. I mean, I've made some good choices in regards to we bought our condo here in White Rock, and we own our car, and I've got money that I put away every month. I mean, I'm doing what I can. But there's this idea that I was going to be this millionaire and, have all of this and that by age 40. I think that was the one I gave myself. It hasn't happened yet. And it still might, but it's going to take some discipline and some discerning. And I also really love my life, and I'm this like A-type personality who wants to do all the things and have all the experience and say yes all the time. So it's just going to be this fine balancing act around, being disciplined enough to put money aside and also have the experiential piece of my life that I really enjoy and value, still alive and well. Because I'm not gonna for 10 years stay home and make, food. I'm gonna go crazy. Like make food. Like I'm not gonna be the person that just doesn't go out and saves
Right.
every penny and then in those 10 years maybe have the thing that I really want. I just don't know if I could do that. Maybe I should, maybe that's the challenge. No, don't. I got
No,
it. You
don't.
even telling me that. I'm like, don't put Adera in a box. Are you kidding me?
I'm trying to figure out where to go with that one. Okay. Actually, speaking of a box,
Sure.
because I think a lot of business owners put themselves
Oh,
in a
yes.
certain box.
Sure. Because it's safe there. They
It's
know it.
safe.
It's got parameters.
Has parameters. They tell
Uh-huh.
themselves the story that keeps
Right.
them safe in that box.
Sure. And if they're happy in that box,
Hell yeah.
freaking hang out there.
Go for it. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
always say that. And that's the thing. You know what? Look, here's the stern truth. I'm gonna say because it's my podcast. So
Yeah,
much
it's
bullshit
yours.
bullshit out there, right? And we could like, 10x your business, give me $20,000 and join my coaching program and 10x your business, or, I'll help you build a 9-figure business, all this kind of stuff, right?
I
There's that
love
kind of
that
stuff.
stuff. I
Don't you
love
just
it.
love
I
it?
just love it. It just, I'm like, oh, I should
How,
buy it all. Just buy it
yes,
all.
just
It's all going to help me.
it's the secret. It's the answer. Not just the secret, it's the answer. Well,
Hmm.
the secret. I don't know if did you ever read or watch The Secret?
I did, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, The Secret was it, man. I mean, people
Yeah.
just all over the world would just like
You
just
got to get yourself in the frequency.
get yourself in the frequency, sit on the curb, just close your eyes and manifest
All right.
your destiny. And then turn around because you just visualize the boat in your
It's right
driveway, the
there.
castle, and you turn around. Yeah.
It's like
And
having a beautiful relationship, a marriage. It just happens.
oh,
You just get married and all of a sudden you don't have to do any work. There's no work involved.
work.
You're just in love day in
You're
and day out.
you're in
This
flow.
person is it. Yeah,
It's the honeymoon, it never
totally the
ends.
way.
Yeah, exactly, right? See, we figured it out. We have today on the Stern Truth, Adera and Marshall have figured it out.
I figured it out. Okay, but where were you going with that? What stern truth were you trying to give us with the 10x this
Now I
and
don't even
20?
know. Now I don't
Oh,
even
no, you were
remember.
talking about because it is true and people do buy into these things and they are upset that they haven't gotten what they wanted from it because there's a lot of work involved.
But they keep themselves okay. So where I was going with it,
Oh,
it's come back to me now. Full circle, it's come back to me. Just look, you're right. If you're okay in that box and you're comfortable in that box and you don't want to grow any further and you don't want to grow you don't have to 10x or 20x. You don't have to. But you talk about the story. People those people who keep themselves in the box are telling themselves a certain story.
mm,
What do we do for those people who are listening? What would you say to them? Your golden nugget for maybe if they're in the box keeping themselves safe, really
mm.
deep down,
They're
they
a
don't
bird and they want to fly.
they're like a butterfly. They're ready
Yeah,
to,
they
yes,
want to
bloom.
go. They want to spread their wings.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You know what? And it's hard for me to think that people don't want to do that because I think it's our human nature and our desire. I mean, just look at capitalism and how you're always looking for the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So
Hmm.
it's just our nature to want something more. So for someone who's just like, nope, I'm good. I don't want anything more. I just can't believe that to be true. There's got to be something I don't like the word striving, but there's a desire for or something like that. And um, I think it's awesome to listen to what that voice inside is asking of you and to be able to recognize whether that's something that you're really wanting to experience or if it's just something that's been put upon you by someone else's thoughts. I've had to do that a lot. Like I've bought into some of those 10x and 20 million and at the end of the day, I look at what it would actually take to run a company like that, and I will be doing work I do not want to do. So I have to really sit with myself and go, is that just an excuse for you not going there? Because you're going to go do work you don't want to do. You don't even know what the work is. Because everyone tells you the more money you make, the easier it is. Sometimes that also has gone
Hmm.
around. Um, but I keep coming back to what I know how to manage and being very clear that these are the talents and skills that I have. And if I'm not doing those, I don't really want to be doing what I'm doing. So the person needs to think about what they're desiring, what the need is, get really clear about whether that's something they're wanting to experience truly or if it's something that's sort of been sold to them. And then if it's something they really want to do, they do. They just put it out there. Literally. I do
Hmm.
believe that to be true. You can sit on the curb and you can visualize it and you can imagine it manifesting, but then you have to walk into the opportunities and doors and different things that are happening for you so that you can forward that growth and that experience to occur. You can't actually sit. That's probably the one lie there. There's no sitting. It's actual movement and decisions and choice that needs to occur after that.
Yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, dreams without action are just dreams,
Right.
right? They'll just remain dreams. You have to take action. You have to do things. You have to do obviously the right
Right
things.
things. That's right. You're not like a doer busy bee. I know those people
Right.
too. I know the ones that really, really want something and they do everything to distract themselves from that thing and the way
Yeah.
what they have to do to get it
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
too scary because they actually probably can't even imagine it happening. That's the other thing you have to do is you have to sort of visualize your body being there because if you can't actually like hold the frequency or the energy that it takes to have that thing, it can't come to you. So you have to be able to receive like and just experience even when you have little micro moments of it, like so say you want to be on like a really big stage, right? Like you really want that experience, and so you start saying yes to little speaking opportunities for free and whatever you can kind of do to get your message out there. And then every single time that happens for you, you've got to like take it in and imagine yourself again on a big stage and be like, yes, like I can hold that energy, I can hold that frequency, I believe that for me, right? And see yourself there.
Yeah. I love that. 100%.
Mm.
Okay. So before we go, what would be one takeaway, I would say, gold nugget takeaway you would like our listeners to get from this entire conversation? This
Okay.
is
All
the
right.
pressure. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we
No,
go.
I
You're
love
on.
this. If
You're on.
you're an entrepreneur, if you're somebody that has either started your business from scratch, from an idea that you had, or you found a passion and you bought into a franchise, or you started a business that already sort of existed, but you did it in your own way, anything like this takes such guts and courage. And I want to commend you for your leadership and your ability to say yes to that and see it through as it grows and progresses and has its ups and downs and all of the things. I always say that owning a business and being an entrepreneur is the biggest spiritual and personal development journey you didn't even know you signed up for.
Mhm.
So, congratulations. This is like bigger than Jack Canfield. This is way over the top of Deepak Chopra. This is like you're in it, right? So, give yourself some grace and appreciation for just stepping into this role. And then the next thing that I want to say as a golden nugget is to really listen to your intuition and your thoughts around what you're wanting to create and why, and not being afraid to share that with the planet. Because the more you can tap into your truth and the reason for what you're doing, even if you're an accountant and you're like, well, the reason I do it is because I really want to help small business owners grow. Why do you want to help small business owners
Mhm.
grow? Well, because I really want them to feel like they have, autonomy and they can make it in this, little Canadian market. And but why does that matter to you? Just keep on digging down. Why? And then when you find the real reason for it, you need to share that. And the more you share that, the more you're going to attract your people and the more your business is going to evolve into something that feels very fulfilling and very purposeful for you, which I think is the most important thing we can do as a human being is actually do work that feeds us and fills our cup.
Okay. Hell yeah. I agree 100%. Everything you're saying, like rah. No, seriously, like I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I do agree.
Sign
I,
up today.
I sign
I'll
up
give you
to
yeah, here's the link. I
the
hope
one.
other people find this valuable. Thank you, Marshall. I really appreciate it.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
No. Yes, I agree with everything you're saying. However, there's one part I am going to ask you about. So you're trusting your intuition, you're putting it out there. I agree with, trust me, I do agree with everything you're saying. You're putting it out there. What happens when you put it out there and you have the
Cricket?
naysayers? No.
Crickets.
Well,
Oh.
there's two parts. No, yes, crickets is a different thing.
Oh, okay. Nope.
That you
You
got
can you can manage crickets. You're talking about the naysayers, the ones that are
naysayers.
like,
Yeah, it could be family members. It could be
yeah,
it could be your spouse, significant other, because
I
they they
love
just
it.
they just want you safe, probably,
Yeah.
right?
You
Your
know what's
parent.
so funny? Like I have zero fear around that, and I guess that's because that was my whole upbringing were the
Yeah.
naysayers. So I survived. Here I am. I'm doing my thing. Woo, yay me. And you just have to kind of have that attitude. Like that's just not your person. That's just not the person that you're going to attract and do business with. I was really, really scared. In 2018, I on stage said that I have come out of the spiritual closet, okay? I believe business is spiritual. I believe everything is spiritual. What does that mean exactly? I mean, like everything's connected and we're all this like one energetic force field thing that's going in and out and around, and we got to be really attuned and all of these pieces, right? Well, I thought like I had this one guy that worked with me. He worked in the cemetery realm, and I had this other guy that worked with me that worked in metals, and I had this other person that worked with me in farming, and I thought, oh God, I'm going to lose all of these people. They're not going to understand what I'm talking about. And I might have actually. And I was okay because I attracted more people that I enjoyed working with more. And I got contracts that were more in alignment with my values and the way that I see the
Mm.
world. And it makes the joy of my work even stronger because I'm working with people that, we all get it. So that's what happens. You just kind
Yeah.
of fall into alignment with like your folk, which feels so good because at the end of the day, we want to belong, right?
But as we're about to wrap it up, we do want to belong. And I know you have a group, I have a group for entrepreneurs. And it
Yes,
is the power of having an inner circle, whether it's a group that actually meets or it's your inner circle of people you can go to. Because you might have people, again, like a lot of people listening, their significant other or their friends could all be sort of in the working world, right? And they don't
sure.
get this entrepreneurship stuff. And they might not be the best people to go to with your ideas. They might not be the best people to talk about your challenges.
No, you need your people to talk to you.
You need your
Yes, of
people.
course. How can they talk to you? They haven't done it. They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or maybe they tried and it failed, and so, they're really just disheartened by the
Okay.
whole experience. So that's not the people you want to talk to. You want to talk to the people who are doing it, who are getting it, who are in it, you know?
Find your people.
Find your people. They're out there. Trust me, there's so many. And I just on the final note is sometimes we feel like we need to attract everyone. We want to open our doors to everyone, and it's just not sustainable or true. Like if I literally had everyone coming at me to do business with me, there's no way I could say yes to everyone. So the fact that I have targeted certain humans
Mhm.
that are doing the work that I really value in the world is working out really nicely for me. And they talk about the niche, but it doesn't need to be that nichey. It just needs to be that you're clear about your values and what you're wanting to bring to other people and who you serve. But when you serve this person, you're lit up and they're lit up. So
Yeah.
boom, that's your human.
Boom. That's your human. That's a
Hmm.
great place. One more thing, your book.
Mm.
Can people access your book?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to put links in the show notes?
Put links in well, I'll put the links in the show notes.
Right.
Yeah. 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 You can put the link in there and I'll put it in the show notes because you don't
Okay.
have access to my show notes.
Well, I think I have access to everything.
You
So,
have
I
access.
mean, I am.
That's spooky. Oh no.
I don't
Um,
know. I'll do it. Yes, great. Thank you, Marshall.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay. That's awesome.
yes.
It's co-leadership. Awesome.
Co-leadership, free spirit. Yeah, all the things. We'll put it all in you'll put it all in. This is me co-leading with
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Who's interviewing who here?
I don't know. I didn't even ask you one question. I haven't ever talked this much before.
Do you have a question you want to ask me?
Sure. When did you sell your sign company or you still have it?
No, I sold it.
You sold it. Okay. So now that you've sold and you've run a successful business and you've sold it, and now you've switched gears. Actually, you were probably doing this work anyway while you were sort of doing the sign,
Mhm.
where it's just a part of you, right? To be this
Mhm.
coach, to be this leader. Where are you hoping to take this Marshall Stern into the future?
Oh, just a beach in Bermuda, just like put my feet up and just drink like, yeah, whatever you drink in Bermuda
Well, you haven't
and
really
that's
done a
it.
lot of details.
Yeah, yeah.
Any?
Just not work, retire, or no, hell no, no. I actually, so it was a great question. So I did actually start my coaching mentoring business 14 years ago. So I ran both businesses for a while, and
Wow.
I sold my sign company almost, well, it is 3 years ago actually. It's hard to believe. Time flies when you're having so much fun. I decided
Mm.
I sold it because it was time. It was time to focus on what we're doing here, not
Hmm.
just the podcast, but all of this, the coaching, the thought leadership, full time, full focus, I should say, because I was kind of doing it full time. I was doing both full time, but full focus. And I just want to take it even bigger, right? This podcast is part of it. I just think there's everything you've said, I agree with 100%.
Mm-hmm.
There's such a need for out there in the business world, the entrepreneur world, the leadership world, for people to look at their role in their business differently and to shut out all the noise, all the distraction. There's so much BS out there. I just really want to be there as if it's a, I don't have to work. I can't work with everyone,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if I can inspire someone today, I think I've done my job. And that's my job, is to inspire and empower thousands of business owners.
Okay, so when you said going bigger, it means to have like 1,000 business owners that you've touched.
Thousands.
Thousands.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
what
what
is
does that
what?
mean? Does that mean getting on more stages? Does that mean showing up online?
Yes.
See, this is my
Yes.
job, so this is
Yes.
what I'm
Yeah.
doing here.
Yes. No, 100%. So great question. Now, who's interviewing who? That's good, because my phrase, not word for the year, my phrase, my way of being this year was to become comfortable being uncomfortable.
Great.
Okay. So one of those, okay, I relaunched my podcast last year. There's no uncomfortableness in that.
Right.
It was procrastination. That's all it was. But getting myself out there more. So it is getting on stages more.
Okay, well, come
Virtual.
join CAPS. I'll put the link to that too in here. Okay, we got to
Yeah.
get you speaking. Okay, I love it. Okay, speaking. What else?
Yeah. It's just making a bigger impact. That's
Yeah.
really what it is.
Okay. Well, if
Yeah.
you want to talk about that or do any sort of secondary podcast as a co-working session for your group on how to get yourself out there, I'm all for it.
Oh, perfect. And I truly believe there's an opportunity for so many people to do that in different ways, whatever serves them, right?
Yeah, of
Not everyone
course.
not everyone has to be on the big stage
No,
necessarily, but I think we all need to be on some sort of stage for our business.
you betcha.
So,
Awesome.
Adera, thank you.
Good answer. You're welcome.
Thank
So
you.
fun.
That was awesome. Okay, so show notes. I will put everything in the show notes. So as you're watching or listening, it's in the show notes that I put in, not Adera, because that'd be
Doesn't have
spooky.
access. Yeah.
Doesn't have
Okay.
access. Check out the book, check her out. Everything's there. You're amazing. You guys are amazing. And comment, like, subscribe, give this podcast a 5-star rating, because we want other people to be able to find this amazing episode. Until next week, have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you again on another episode of The Stern Truth Business Unfiltered. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Stern Truth. If you found today's episode helpful, we would love to hear from you. Please like, share, and leave us a review. Also, if you'd like to be a guest in an upcoming episode or join us in one of our Momentum Accountability Group sessions, simply email me to marshall@marshallstern.net. That's marshallstern.net. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep pushing forward and leading with confidence.